Hey, welcome to Flying Wheels, but not just Flying Wheels. Today is a very special episode, and the next few episodes are gonna be very special as well. I am at the Richmond Auto Auction in Richmond, Virginia. They gave me a call and said, is this Craig from Flying Wheels? Craig, we'd love to have you down at the Richmond Auto Auction. You gotta come check this place out. Once a year, they do an anniversary sale with their classic cars, with their muscle cars, and their antiques. You gotta come down, we'll give you VIP passes, and you can check this whole place out, and hopefully, we leave with something. So for the next few days, we're gonna go through all these cars, check out some really cool stuff, and hopefully, we won't leave empty-handed. My name's Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's go check this stuff out. Trip worth coming to. I think we have a problem, and it's that I might go bankrupt tomorrow. I think I might spend more money than I actually have, especially now that that Corvette has just showed up. So let's go do some more shopping. Does this look familiar? I have a 1956 T-Bird myself getting the transmission rebuilt, a white one that I bought last month.
You bought the Thunderbird?
There's our car, a 56 T-Bird. Any experience with these things?
A little.
Now what you're seeing is pretty much what I'm seeing, because I didn't really look through this thing before I bought it, which I don't suggest doing. You should look through the cars before you purchase it. But I went through the lane, I raised my hand, and now I own it. So if you're looking at this car right now, it's actually a lot cleaner than mine. But in the next few episodes, I should have my white 1956 T-Bird that was in American Graffiti coming out soon. Let's keep looking.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say?
All the cars here, you might not think it, but this is one of my favorites, and let me show you why. I wish it was black, but check this out. So we have our door, right? But wait, we also have suicide doors. So this is how the rear passengers would get in the car. This right here is a 1982 Chevy Corvette Crossfire injection, known as one of the worst Corvettes ever built because of the Crossfire injection. This is actually a car that's pretty realistic and affordable. Again, something I'd like more than like the Maseratis and Lamborghinis, because it's your everyday person's fun toy car. Let me show you what makes this GTO so special. Come in real close. See that right there, 6.0? Well, this car came with the LS1 5.7 liter all aluminum V8, but it had the optional LS2 6 liter V8 with 400 horsepower, and you get it in a 6-speed transmission, which made this car super nasty, and it kind of looked like a grandmother's car at the same time. Now this right here is a 2001 Pontiac Trans Am WS6. The F-bodies were pretty popular when they came out, and then they died out right around 2004, 2005, and nobody really wanted them. But once people realized how powerful that LS1 engine is and how reliable it is, they started to climb in value. And now that the markets are so high, you can barely touch these things for under 20 grand. There is one downfall to this car, come check it out. It's an automatic and not the T56 6-speed manual transmission. This right here is a 1973 Ford Mustang convertible. A kid I went to high school with had this car in high school, and it was super cool, even better looking when the top is down. It comes with a 302 V8 and an optional 351, and it's super classy. Even though it's this long when the top is down, it's actually a really elegant looking version of a Mustang. I actually have a 73 Mach 1 Cobra Jet in my garage for for the past 4 years. That's halfway through a restoration. Let's keep looking. Look at how long this two-door 1967 Cadillac Eldorado is. Thing is a boat. So I just showed you the F-body Trans Am over there with the LS1 transmission. What's the difference between that and this F-body Camaro? Notice the headlights? The bubbled headlights in the Camaro F-bodies have an LS1 all-aluminum V8. These are the previous generation F-bodies that have an LT1 cast iron block V8. It's a lot heavier. Want a ball on a budget? The Bentley GT is where it's at. These were $200,000 cars, brand new. 2005s you can get for around 40 to 60 grand. The problem is you're not going to be able to afford the repairs. So these things get neglected, so you really have to be careful when buying these. This right here is a 2000 Lincoln Continental. Why is it so special, you might ask? I'm going to tell you. Follow me. That right there is a 32-valve Intech Ford 4.6-liter V8, the same engine that is the Cobra Mustangs. An 85 Fairlady Z, cool car, not a ton of money, which is sweet about it, but it gets better. This is a turbo 3-liter, so this is a turbo 300ZX, which makes it that much more rare and also that much more desirable. But out of all these cars, something keeps catching my attention, and it's the one right next to this one. This is a 2011 GMC Yukon Denali XL. No big deal, but it keeps grabbing my attention. I have 3 kids and a wife. I think it'd be a lot cooler to have my wife driving this around versus her minivan. It gets better. There's a DVD player right here. There's a DVD player right here. There's a flat screen right there. There's a bar right here. And then, what are these? Mirror, vanity mirror, and it's comfortable. Out of all the cars at this auction, something kept dragging me to this Yukon, and I really don't want to leave without this thing. This is Jeff, one of the managers at Richmond Auto Auction. He's the guy that invited us here. Also, a YouTube viewer.
Yes,
So I appreciate it very much. You're the guy that got me out here, so thank you very much. You know I'm a Jeep guy, so what I like about this Jeep right here is that it's probably gonna be affordable and it's pretty cool. The best part, we're not in New England anymore, we're in Virginia. So check out this frame. That is a clean frame. We're not used to seeing that up north. And what I like about this stuff versus that stuff, it's realistic. It's affordable to the regular person. Anybody can afford a nice, clean Jeep. But I wonder, does it show up without the doors and the hardtop, or does that come with the car? Now, I just did a video on my 2003 Mustang GT that we kind of brought back to life, and then we sold and we made a little bit of money on it. Well, in that video, if you're watching, I did a video on my 1969 Ford Mustang that was my first car ever. And the inspiration of me owning that car was my father's 1970 Ford Mustang Mach 1 428 Cobra Jet. This is kind of like that car. This is a Boss 302. This is what they call a shaker hood scoop. The reason why, see the hole in the hood? So the hood scoop sticks out and it actually rumbles with the engine. So it shakes, which is why they call it a shaker hood scoop. This is my favorite of the day. This is a 2006 Ford GT. The wild thing about it, it had an MSRP, a window sticker of $173,000, and they weren't selling. So what I'm told is they were actually offered for like $107,000 to $110,000 because they had a surplus, a small surplus, but a surplus of cars that weren't selling in the dealers. Now, this car is expected to be between $500,000 and $600,000 tomorrow, so we get to see tomorrow what it's actually going to sell for. This right here is a 1969 Chevy Camaro RS SS. One of the coolest features about this car, 6.2 liter LS3 V8. This is a monster of an engine swap. Go around, check out the inside. So with it having the 6.2 liter updated V8, you'd think that they'd update the transmission, which I'm sure they did as well. But they kept the original shifter lever, which really makes this a 69 Camaro. This is one of the coolest features of the Camaro, and if you look at today's Camaros, 2010 and above, the gauge cluster was based on this car right here. One last thing, if you're a car guy or girl, you'll appreciate this. Watch how nicely the door shuts. If you know old cars, you know doors don't shut that well anymore. 93 Camaro Z28, LT1 350 cast iron block engine. Nothing amazing about this car, but I wonder if it's a 6-speed or an auto. Automatic, but it is clean. 32,000 original miles, and it is clean. The cool thing about this car is they're becoming kind of collectible. There's getting a want for them, but they're still fairly cheap. So I think this thing should be under $8,000, and we're gonna find out today. We went through a lot of these cars last night, but what we didn't do was go outside. So let's see what the cars are outside of the auction, because those are gonna be a surprise to all of us. Come on outside. Now we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes. We are outside the tent. This is the realistic stuff, the affordable cars, the stuff that you and I can buy on a daily basis, have as a collector car, take to car shows, not worry too much about spending too much money, and be able to enjoy the cars. So let's see what's outside the auction.